Britain does not lose money in dramatic ways. Nobody's savings vanish in a casino at 3 a.m. There is no villain, no scam, no dramatic phone call from the bank. No, we do it politely, quietly, by direct debit, with a little confirmation email we do not read. Right now, in this country, money is leaving ordinary bank accounts for gyms nobody visits, food nobody eats, apps nobody opens, and renewal letters nobody read. None of it feels like waste at the time, which is exactly why it works. This video is 5 of those habits, what each one actually costs you a year according to real published research, and the 5 minutes of unglamorous admin that stops each one dead permanently, without giving up anything you actually enjoy. If you have ever paid for a gym in months that you have also paid for a takeaway app, subscribe. Statistically, you are this channel's entire audience. Habit 1. The subscription graveyard. 1 in 5 of us is paying £265 a year for subscriptions we do not use. Not use rarely, do not use. And that is only the ones people admit to when a survey asks, which means the real figure is almost certainly worse because the entire species of payment is designed to be forgotten. The streaming trial from 2023 that quietly became a paying customer, the premium delivery pass for a shop you stopped ordering from, the app that charges £4.99 a month for workouts you have never once done. These survive for one reason: auto-renewal is silent and cancellation requires remembering. The subscription does not need you to love it. It only needs you to never think about it, and it is genuinely excellent at that. The fix takes one evening. Open your bank statements, search every recurring payment, and apply a single test. Did I use this in the last 30 days? No, cancel it tonight, not after Christmas, tonight. Habit 2. The gym membership as a charitable donation. The average membership now runs about £47 a month. By the end of January, 43% of members have already stopped going. Across the year, industry data suggests around 2/3 of memberships go largely unused, and Brits were estimated to burn £500 million on unused gym memberships in a single year. Paying for a gym you do not attend is not fitness. It is a £560 a year donation to a company with very good lighting. And the psychology is well understood. Cancelling feels like admitting the resolution failed, so people keep paying for the version of themselves they intended to become, some for 11 or 12 months after their last visit. That is not a membership. That is a monthly apology. The fix is honesty, not ambition. If you went fewer than 4 times last month, downgrade to pay-as-you-go, switch to a budget gym, or cancel and walk outside for free. Your bank balance does not care where the exercise happened. Habit 3. The bin you feed. The average UK household throws away £470 of food a year. For a family of 4, it is closer to £1,000. Nationally, £17 billion of edible food goes in the bin, and the single most wasted item in Britain is the potato, with 41% of all potatoes bought ending up in the bin. Not exotic ingredients from ambitious recipes, potatoes. And the mechanism is rarely greed, it is optimism. The weekly shop is bought for a calm, organised week of home cooking, and then actual life happens. The Tuesday takeaway lands on top of a full fridge, and the vegetables quietly go over in the drawer while nobody is looking. The fix is one weekly habit. Before any food shop, 60 seconds in front of the fridge, and 1 meal a week, no shopping, no recipe, built entirely from whatever is already in there. The freezer is also not a decoration. Bread, milk, and cooked leftovers all freeze, which is precisely where next week's free lunch comes from. Habit 4. Paying triple for the same molecule. Walk into any supermarket pharmacy aisle. The branded painkiller sits at eye level for over £3. The supermarket's own version sits on the bottom shelf for a fraction of that. Same active ingredient, same dose, same regulator approving both. The law requires them to work the same way, and the pharmacist behind the counter buys the cheap one. This repeats across cupboards, cereals, sprays, tablets, all of it. The fix costs nothing except crouching. Look down. The bottom shelf is where the value lives, and the brands pay for the eye-level spot precisely because most people never look anywhere else. One family switching just their regular painkillers, cold remedies, and cleaning sprays to own brand equivalents saves a 3-figure sum over a year without giving up a single thing that actually works differently. Habit 5. The loyalty penalty, insurance, broadband, breakdown cover, all of it quietly creeps upward at renewal because the renewal price is not a price for the service. It is a price for your inattention. New customers get the advertised deal. Existing customers get the assumption that they will sigh, mutter something about hassle, and let it roll over for another year. Loyalty in most of these markets is not rewarded. It is billed. The fix is a calendar, not a spreadsheet. When any policy starts, put its renewal date in your phone 3 weeks ahead. When the reminder fires, get 2 comparison quotes and then phone your own provider and read them the numbers. The awkward 5-minute call is the highest hourly rate most people will earn all year. And if the provider will not move, the comparison sites have already done the work of finding the one that will. Loyalty to a logo is the only habit on this list that literally pays a company to take you for granted. Add it up honestly. The forgotten subscriptions, the ghost gym, the Fed bin, the eye-level tax, the loyalty penalty. For a typical household, this is comfortably over £1,000 a year, leaving quietly by direct debit without a single dramatic decision ever being made. Nobody chose any of it. That is the entire trick. Every one of these habits was installed by a default setting, an auto-renewal, an eye-level shelf, a renewal letter designed to be filed unread, and defaults win precisely because doing nothing is always easier than doing something. That is a holiday. That is 4 months of the average energy bill. That is £1,000 going into an ISA every year instead of into the void, compounding for future you instead of quietly funding a gym's electricity bill and a streaming services recommendation algorithm. And notice what none of the fixes required. No side hustle, no spreadsheet, no second job, no budgeting app with a mascot, no giving up the coffee that some finance video has probably already tried to guilt you about. Every single one was 5 minutes of admin against a system that is quietly betting you will never do the admin. Win that bet once and it stays won all year. If your bank statement is now open in another app while my voice plays in the background, good, that is the whole point. Subscribe before you go though. It is the only subscription in this video I will actually defend. Quick disclaimer before you go. This video is general information, not personal financial advice. All figures are averages from published UK research and your own numbers will vary. Check your own statements, terms and renewal dates before making changes. And if you need advice for your specific situation, speak to a qualified financial advisor.